double big lineup.
Yeah.
Having him, you, and
Exactly.
it's just like,
Yeah.
But you know what? When he's healthy, I think he's like borderline first round,
Yeah.
second round pick. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
there.
healthy, we should probably
100%.
bump it out, but we didn't see much.
Yeah.
Eval and even. Oh, you didn't come to the eval last
Yeah,
year.
he didn't come
Yeah,
to the eval.
no, I was happy, man. So first week was good. But yeah, we'll start with the podcast now. So I've got my friends Ali Walji, Mehdi, and Asad on the show today. We're going to be talking about basketball, not real estate. Unless you guys want to talk about real estate, we can do that. It's up to you guys. But thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
No, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. So JBA, if you guys ever heard, it's called the Jaffari Basketball Association. It's been, what, 2 years or 3 years now?
The third season.
Third year
yeah.
now, right?
Third season?
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
Third season, yeah.
So talk about the league and the inception of it and who started it and what motivated you guys to get this going.
You want to start on Ali
Yeah.
since you were the.
Yeah, so this started all with a conversation I had with one of my good friends, Amr Jaffer. He was living in the East End at Bathurst for a couple of years. I was living in the West End, and obviously I had grown up with Massumeen Basketball Association since its inception in 2011. And up until that point in 2024, when we started JBA, I had kind of talked with him and I said, when are you guys going to start a league in the East End? And, he'd always joke around, said maybe soon, inshallah. And then one time when we brought it up, he's like, okay, if I can get the mosque on Saturday nights, if you're serious about it, then I need you to help me to get the logistics and, bring the product to life. Because in the past, at JCC, obviously it's very heavy with volleyball taking a lot of the gym time. So there hadn't been that level of organized basketball that in Massumeen that we had. So I said, okay, I'm down. Like, let's do it. And so I said, we're going to need some guys from the East End. We'll need some manpower. So then he's like, okay, there's this guy. He's running casual pickup on Monday nights. He's a good kid. He has a lot of potential. Let's get him on the team. He's the guy that we need to get on to help us. So that was Mahdi. I remember got on a 3-way call. I had never even met Mahdi before.
Oh, you guys didn't know each other?
I did not.
Oh,
I didn't.
First time that was.
No way.
First
okay.
time I met him was at the evals in the first season. So we got on a call to ask Mahdi if he would be down to help. We told him what we had in mind. At the time was a 4-team 5-on-5 league. And yeah, I remember finishing the call with Amr. Obviously, I had never met Mahdi. I got off the call. I haven't told you this, but I got off the call with you, and then I asked Amr. I was like, "How old is that guy? He sounds like he's 30 years old."
That's crazy.
And it was only till we got all the player information, and I saw that this guy is born in 2005. So I was really impressed with how he spoke and how prepared and his vision. Then we had to grind it out. Then in the first season we had to basically start from scratch. Build a temporary website, get that up and running, and we didn't know what if we were gonna even have a league at that point, but we had the gym time booked. And we said, okay, let's do it. We can. We didn't get any sponsors. I remember I'd reached out to 1 or 2 people. They basically told me to get lost. So me and Amr said, let's do it. Let's just try it out. If we're in a deficit, then we'll just split whatever the loss is. So I said, that's fine. For the community, that's worth doing. It worked out. Got Mahdi on board, and first season went pretty well with 4 teams. And then Amr unfortunately had to step down for the second season. So by that time I had developed a relationship with Asad. And so I said, okay, if this is going to move forward, and we want to, take this to the next level, we'll need someone to replace him. So I reached out to Asad. Thankfully, he said yes, that he was going to be down to help. And then that's when the second season, I feel like it it took it to a different level.
Just to add on to that, before like JBA was even a thing, I was actually in the works of starting my own basketball league. Had the whole branding ready, had the gym, everything looked into, and I was actually in the process of reaching out to sponsors, and it was going to be called HBA, Jaffari Basketball Association, at Vaughn Sportsplex. So when Amr and Ali reached out to me, I'm like, okay, this is like a match made in heaven, because this is something I've been wanting to do, because I felt like basketball, you know, in the East End, you never saw anything like that. I held those. You came to those runs that I used to hold.
Yeah. We used to come Monday nights.
I used to hold 3v3, and just like the interest got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, you know what? I want to take this to a next step. But it ultimately didn't end up working out with like sponsors and stuff like that. So when he reached out to me, I had already had like a blueprint of what I wanted in a league. And then now when I compare like the first season to like even last year, the first season feels so long ago, and it just feels like the amount we were able to develop in that 1 year, alhamdulillah, is amazing. Like new logos, new branding, new everything. Like sometimes I think in my head and I completely forget about the first season from how much we were able to step up our game. You know, and alhamdulillah, this third season we did obviously the mosque permit. We lost out on that, but I felt like everything happened with the blessing of disguise, you know. And alhamdulillah, first week was amazing, and hoping for a good season. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was just happy to be a part of this project. I mean, I've been a part as a player for the first 3 seasons. The first season, I was pretty happy with it. You know, we had the mosque. We were able to develop some sort of connection within the community through basketball. So it was really nice meeting a lot of people that I have known that have come to JCC for all this time, but at the same time, I've never developed a relationship with them or even spoke with them. But now through sport and through basketball, we were able to kind of connect on a different level. So it allowed us to have a space where, you know, we could just talk sports, just talk to each other, get to know each other. And that's where I probably developed a better relationship with these two. I mean, I've known Mahdi's brother, Kumail, for a while, but I never really knew Mahdi. But I guess over the last few years, like, we've developed an even closer relationship through basketball and through sport. I think that's the main purpose of JBA in general. Was the main message that these two had brought from season 1 was, let's create a community. Let's more than basketball, let's create some sort of brotherhood within our community. Let's allow each other to grow through sport, through religion, and just through community. So that was a really important aspect, and I think that's one of the reasons I was on board.
That's like the overarching goal, right? To have the brotherhood.
Absolutely.
I mean, even us three, I didn't know you guys at all, right? Until like we met, maybe I think in NBA. And similar story with me too. Like when I joined NBA, I wasn't planning on joining. My brother wanted to play in Iran, and I was like, if I'm gonna drive down there, I might as well just you know, join and play. And like I've been hooked ever since. So it's my second. And I played actually years ago when you guys were like probably in elementary school. We lost in the finals, by the way, to who did I lose to? Rahul's team.
Yes.
Anyways, getting back.
What a shock.
But me joining the NBA like allowed me to develop, you know, so many relationships like you guys. And now bringing it back to the East End where I live, you know, it's easier for me to commute, my brother and other people we know. And alhamdulillah, I'm so fascinated, just so impressed by the work you guys have done. And I don't know if you guys know, man, these guys are young guys. I mean, they're not like me. Like, I'm a lot older, but they're young. And even when I met Mehdi, I found out his age. I swear I thought he was like maybe 30, 31. And not in a way like you look old, but you look wise. You're like a wise individual in the way you talk and the way you uphold yourself, right? But it's amazing to see. But I want to ask you guys, like, so why basketball? Like, how come you didn't go through other sports? Is it because basketball was your first love when it came to sports?
I think for me, it was holding those Monday runs and seeing like I met people I never knew that even existed at mosque, you know, and like I was able to build good connections till this day. We talk even though we may not play, and I felt like with the interest there was in basketball, I've never seen before NBA. I never saw a Muslim basketball league, you know, especially in the East End. So that was the whole inspiration of starting a basketball league. Volleyball, as Ali mentioned, 5 out of the 7 days at mosque there's volleyball. Soccer, there's a lot of people holding it, but I think one thing that lacked a lot was basketball, and that's kind of why I wanted to I was so inspired to start a league.
So a question for you, I guess, Ali, now that we're in the 3rd season, you've experienced the highs and probably some lows where you learned from some things as well. What are you looking forward to now in season 3?
I think we had a great jump from season 1 to season 2, especially in terms of the media. So I had a meeting when we expanded the admin team in season 2. I reinforced what Asad was saying. Let's remember. I read a book by Simon Sinek, and it's called Start With Why, and that book pretty much talks about anything that you do, you need to remember why you're doing it, because when things get tough, you're not going to care about how things are done or what things are going to be done. You're going to care about why you're doing it. So that concept of community, that concept of building that relationship of Muslim Brotherhood, that when we still, even with this season, we went through hurdles.
Yeah.
But that keeps us going. Why are we doing this? This is for something bigger than just us. Season 3, I just want to build on that. Build the community, the media that we took, and we took a big jump thanks to Mahdi last season. We got a lot more exposure, and I feel that people who weren't even that interested in playing basketball before, or didn't even know any of the guys, signed up because of the media exposure. So I just want to keep that momentum going for season 3, and just make sure that everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
And to do with media exposure, it's so funny because there's so many people, like, obviously with the venue changing, we felt that a lot of people may not be able to sign up because at the end of the day, like Asad spoke about brotherlyhood, you come to mosque, you get to pray Jamaat with everyone, then you get to, in that environment. So I felt like losing the venue of a mosque was a huge loss for us. But when we reached out to people and sign up for season 3, we all got, no, I can't Saturday nights. And I kid you not, as soon as we started the interviews, putting up it on the Instagram, I've had at least minimum 8 people request and be like, yo, is the signups are still open? And it's so crazy because literally when registration opened, it felt like we were struggling to get guys. And now we feel like we could expand to 8 teams if we wanted to, if we had a week or 2
That's
extra.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think what it comes down to and what these guys have been talking about is the essence of the league.
Yeah.
The essence of the league is still there. The brotherhood that they initially created is still there, and that's kind of what's keeping this league alive.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many signups you have, how many sponsors you have, however many people are going to sign up for this league, as long as we keep the essence of the league alive, that's kind of what's going to keep us moving forward, for now and for however many years to come, even if it comes to a time when none of us are even a part of this league. That essence of the league is what we're trying to bring forward every year and keep.
Yeah, and it starts with the leadership on top. Like, I've seen leagues succeed and fail over my 20-year career by now. But one thing I've always found is that the successful ones are the ones that are led by the people that are the most passionate and most engaged, and then they have a succession plan afterwards. And those leagues that don't succeed are always, there's cracks at the top and there's no real vision. So you guys have that vision. But let's talk about a few fun stuff now and talk about some predictions and who you think is gonna come out on top this year. But I gotta ask you first, man. The podcast you guys did, by the way, on Instagram with the draft, the live draft, was really cool.
Thank you, appreciate
it. The commentary was on spot as well. But now that the teams have been made, in your opinion, and no bias, who do you think are the top 2 teams? You know what? I'll make it easier. Top 3 teams. So you don't even need like a list.
All right, I definitely have a couple hot takes here.
Okay.
All right.
Because I have a
Mr. 10, Mr. 10 and 0.
We're still 10-0. It's incoming. Just wait.
What week do we play them on? Week
Week 1. We just played us.
Let's be healthy. Let's go.
No, definitely with week 1, we saw how balanced all the teams were.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that shocked me. I was like, well, seeing a couple of these guys, I didn't know a couple of them. I didn't know how everyone was going to play. But I was like, wow, it's very balanced across the board, and you could see anyone could take any game.
Yeah.
If someone gets hot, it's a wrap, whatever it is. But one of the top 3 teams, I would say, it is your podcast, so I got to put the Warriors. No, but you guys definitely had a solid week one. You got good lineups from 1 through 8, and I was pretty impressed. You got good depth, and you were playing with a couple guys injured as well. So I was like, wow, Warriors are definitely a team to look out for.
We've got a bit of depth, which is good. Which is what you need to help win.
Absolutely, and I guess second, I would put, even though they struggled a little bit week one, the Knights. Knights were definitely, on paper, they're probably one of the best teams. Unfortunately, week one was a little bit of trying to figure things out, but once they do, I mean, they can definitely go all the way.
Right.
And then lastly, I gotta represent my own team. Shout out Nabil. He built a solid team. The Camelbacks. I think those are the top 3.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think everyone else definitely has what it takes to crack that top 3, and it could change week to week. But right now, I think those are the top 3 teams.
I agree with the Warriors part of it. Yeah. How about you, Mehdi?
For me, like Ahsan said, I don't know if you saw my interviews, but my biggest question was without Raza Jaffari. Someone came up to me, he's like, yo, you have to stop talking about this guy. He's not in the league. I'm like, when you drop a 30-point quadruple double in the final shorthanded,
that was incredible.
He dominated the league. All season, both seasons he was in, he won MVP, Finals MVP, and it really felt like there was no chance to beat him. And now with him out, Shazam, another really strong player who is the runner-up in MVP at NBA, it feels like there is parity. Anyone can take it, like Asad said. So teams that I was high on in the draft, I feel like they have come down the rankings because it can shuffle anytime. Like if I had to say my top 3, the Warriors, you guys, I think you did an amazing job drafting. My team. I wasn't too high on them when it first got drafted, but now being able to see the potential, seeing the talent and stuff, bias aside, I really do think we could be a top 3 team. And then finally, I'd probably say the 76ers. And even the Camelbacks is a huge team that I praised on draft night. But again, I feel like it can switch anytime. Next week, if you ask me, the Lions could be up there.
It's only week 1.
So literally, it's like...
things can change. How about you with the final word? Top 2 teams or 3 teams?
So... I definitely do like how Nabil has drafted the Camelbacks. Anytime Asad's there, you can't count them out, unfortunately. But I do love your team as well. You picked up my boy Ali Muhammad. He wasn't even there in the first week, and you guys won. So I think him and Imran, that's going to be very hard to beat. I love my team as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to be gone for a few weeks, so I hope that they... can win in my absence, but it's not like they won when I was there. So. But I do also like, the 7-8-6ers. He's a really good player. He's a really good shooter. And I really do like Sadiq as well. If they can find a way to work together, then, that'll be a very hard team to beat. But again, all 6 teams, it's anyone's game. Honestly, whoever comes out, shows up, and plays hard and doesn't give up, every game can go to the wire. Every game, it can go possession to possession. So I don't think there's one true winner as we have seen in previous years.
So another thing to add what he was saying where anyone can take it, I feel like the theme of this draft was drafting chemistry. Irfan, he took Ozair in the second round because he has that connection with him. You obviously drafted Imran. I feel like a lot of these teams have been playing before, and I think that's what it's going to come down to. Do you know how to work well as a team? Because you have 7 weeks to play together, but playoffs is a whole different game. Everyone ends up making the playoffs. So I think that's what it's going to come down to. How well are you going to be able to gel with each other?
Yeah, chemistry is what it's all about, man. At the end of it. You could have the best players, but if you don't have chemistry, it's not going to work. Right? We've seen that throughout different leagues in the NBA as well. All right, I'm going to ask you guys some rapid fire questions. 1 answer only, okay? And we're going to start from the top. We'll go one by one. So, Asad, we'll start with you. Who's the biggest trash talker in the league? It's on the record, by the way, so they're going to see.
On the record.
And I already know you're about to clip this as well.
This will be clipped.
Ariz is a little bit of a trash talker.
Yeah.
You guys don't know it. I know him a little bit more,
That's what I was gonna say.
but he'll whisper in your ear, you know, when you're shooting, and he'll talk to you like all the way down the floor. He's a little, you know, newer to the scene, to the Muslim basketball scene in our community, but trust me, he'll get in your ear a couple times.
He's a shooter,
He'll let
man.
you know.
He can
He'll let
shoot
you
the
know.
ball.
That was my answer. Like he's a mean guy if you're on the other team.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. He's not as nice as he looks.
How about you, Mehdi?
I'm struggling. Honestly, when he catches fire, you don't want to be on the opposite side, and that's fun. I think when he's hot, he will make you hear that he's hot.
Yeah.
You know, and probably so.
Who's the quiet killer? Doesn't talk much, but cooks everybody.
Oh, I'll start this. Imran. Oh my God. So Imran Raza. I mean, I'm not saying this again because we're here, but I saw it in NBA this past season, and even through week 1, he is a quiet killer. Like, you don't know where he's gonna come from. You don't know where he's pulled out these moves from. He'll just get in the lane and one here, you know, easy layup there, floater, 3-point shot, and I don't think I've heard him say a word. He's that silent killer.
Talks
you
a
know?
lot at home, though.
He'll talk at home.
I was gonna say.
He'll tell you at home.
A lot.
That performance week 1, there was a motivation behind it.
There was.
But he is a killer, and considering how young he is, the fact that he has that mentality, and you know that he can just go out there, it's a job for him. He's in there, he's clocking in 9 to 5, he's out. Right, but he's definitely one to look out for.
Yeah, he came that day, and he's like, I'm so motivated to play. I'm like, why? Because I got picked 5th. I should have got picked first. I'm like, okay, do what you want to do, man.
The reason for that may have been my fault, because I was speaking with all the captains to see where their head is at. And after your comments, which shocked me, by the way.
Mind games, yes.
I was speaking to Sadiq, and Sadiq's like, you know, like, I love to pair myself up with Imran. So when I was speaking on this draft, I'm like, yo, he's definitely going to Sadiq. He's definitely going to Sadiq. So
that's what I thought.
I think that was a big shock for him, because I kind of told him, you're probably going to the 786ers.
Yeah.
So seeing him get passed up, he's like, damn.
Yeah, when that happened, I'm like, lock it in. I was like, Imran, I got you.
I'll even pick you up for the game.
That was a real reason for carpooling. It was easy for you.
The price of gas is
Exactly.
it's all worth it now.
What about you?
Who is the quiet killer? Damn. Maybe Salman Nasser
76ers?
and his team.
Oh, Camelback.
Sorry, my fault.
Camelbacks. Yeah, he's not a guy who doesn't seem like he's very loud, but you know, inside presence. He's there.
I saw him play, like, really skilled talent around the basket, and like bigger than me, I think, right?
Yeah.
So 6
But he didn't have Madi to guard him, so let's see.
No, really solid player. But now I don't know who he was either. But when I saw him play, I was like, okay, he's legitimate first round, early
He
second
was
round
one of
for
our
sure.
biggest surprises at the EVA. I remember like speaking to him, like,
Yeah.
yo, we got, like, when we saw him, we're like, okay, we have talent in this league.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's good,
So
man.
it's good.
Who's got the worst shot selection?
We all have the same answer to this.
what's that?
Guaranteed. Even though he dropped 30 points week 1, he could drop 30 points any week.
Okay.
Any week. Sometimes he'll take 20 shots. Sometimes he'll take 30 shots. I can even guarantee you there'll be a game where he takes 40 shots.
Wow. Okay.
In a game. We all know it's going to be Irfan. It's good.
I disagree with that.
You saw it in week 1.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I love the guy.
Yeah.
He will not pass up a shot. Every single shot he takes, whether it's off a screen, off balance, 1 foot, whatever, he will put that up.
Yeah.
And you know, he's very streaky. And you saw in week 1 when he catches fire, he can light it up. Light it up. No matter who's guarding him, how many people are guarding him, like, he is that guy. You know, when it comes, but shot selection wise, I wouldn't take a couple of his shots. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
So I don't mean to go on a whole spiel, but I think with Irfan, one thing we realized is, like, we've seen him draft at Masamid. Same guy, Mawes, you know? And I feel like this year, he's actually in a situation where he's that guy to take all the shots. And, you know, that may helped him in week 1, but it was just an interesting thing to see that he doesn't have that second scoring option like he did, you know, in Masamid in previous years.
He just drafted a really good team around him for him to
to cook, basically.
Yeah.
And Shabir and Ozir are great complementary pieces around him, right? So I think he's set up well. Yeah. What about you? You've got some good shot selections.
No, I was gonna actually say
I'm kidding.
I was actually gonna say myself.
I'm just joking.
Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll say myself.
Oh, you gotta say somebody else. So you can't say yourself. Come on.
The whole league. I don't know, man.
You know?
I don't know.
All right, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to
You
it.
could save me. I know I put up some. I put up some wild shots.
Okay, let's ask the next question. Ali, let's start with you. Who's the biggest ball hog?
Oh my god.
You can't repeat players.
if I say your brother will get kicked out,
Go for it. Go for it.
I mean, yeah, he's a ball dominant player.
Dominant, yeah.
Yeah, but he's good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He makes the buckets,
Yeah.
but
A bit of a ball hog.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he has you to you can't complain about it. So
That's fine. I keep you in check. Yeah, I'll be.
Can you answer this first? 'Cause I'm-
Hey, listen, I'm not a nice guy here. I'll call it out how it is. But again, I don't think we have any ball hogs in this league.
Yeah.
We'll call it more ball dominant players who kind of need the ball in their hands a little bit more to get into their rhythm. Again, I'm gonna go with a guy I've known and I've played with a lot. So I'm gonna drop a Reese.
Yeah.
Again, not a ball hog in any way, but he needs to catch his rhythm. So he's going to do a couple dribbles. He's going to maybe look off a couple players just to get his shot. But again, that's all part of his game. Like, he needs to, look someone off, fake a pass here and there just to make sure that he can get a shot off and get his rhythm. And when he's on, we've all seen it. Like, he cooks. I've seen him in an open gym, 53s in a row. This guy's made 46.
Wow.
Like, he is like that. So ball dominant, but rightly so.
Yeah. You're such a nice guy, man. I love how you just changed the entire question from ball hog to ball dominant. It's praising players. I love
I
that.
coach with him on Sunday, so I know he's gonna bring
I love
this
it.
back up.
I love that. No, you're right. Sometimes it's ball dominant doesn't always mean ball hog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, those players, if they're making their shots, then by all means, right? Next question I had last question in this segment is best all-around player right now in the league, top to bottom.
I'd probably go with Mason. I think his defensive versatility, he can get you a bucket when he needs. His jumper isn't the most reliable, but he can knock it down, especially if it's mid-range.
Yeah.
And you can always count on him to get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say Mason.
Yeah.
I
Mason
would.
or your brother.
Yeah.
One of those two.
I would go with the guy who was taken first overall, and he was my captain last year, Mohamed Taki Chamsi. Like, it just seems like he stepped up his game this year. He can get to the rim. He can defend. And although he stepped down as a captain, he still can be that number one option. He can move that ball around. He can rebound.
Right.
He's an all-around great player. So I think he's definitely up there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. How about you?
yeah, I mean, these are all when we did the ratings.
Yeah.
These are all the highest rated guys. It was between Mason, Chamsi, and Asad. All three are different players. Chamsi, you're gonna get lots of boards. He's aggressive. He's gonna go to the rim. Mason is probably, again, to answer your question of all around.
Yeah.
He's probably that all around guy. But then Asad is better in other aspects. I think Asad's IQ is very high. His playmaking is better than the other two. Shooting is probably better than the other two. He's a little bit shorter, so that's why he
So just
doesn't
a
have
little.
the edge.
Yeah.
But I think those guys were all the top mid 90 guys that we had. So
Right.
I will say, though, don't be surprised if Imran comes for this year. I'm not saying this because it's your podcast, but his being able to play with him in Masamin, the shooting will always be there.
Yeah.
The driving to the basket's always there. And his defense is there,
Yeah.
And he goes 110% every single time.
His
so.
defense, has improved immensely.
Yeah.
And he's not a very fast guy, if you noticed. He's actually kind of average, but right spot, right time. He knows how to slide with his
For
feet.
sure.
Okay, now rapid fire. We'll go one by one. Just say a name. That's it. Most likely to start drama.
Ariz.
Ready?
Abbas is saying.
Okay. That's it.
Oh, Abbas Hussein, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
Most likely to go pro.
Imran Raza.
Imran.
I would go with Imran.
Imran?
Definitely because of his age.
Yeah.
Bright
Clutch.
future.
Most clutch.
Chamsi gets the ball in the corner
Remember this.
and he just launches
Shot.
it
Wow.
with his left hand, lets it fly, and we were broken.
I'll be ready.
Mason.
Massa? Yeah.
I think clutch and also underrated. I think Sadik. He could definitely make
Yeah.
something happen if it came to it.
Right.
Yeah, Sadik did hit a buzzer beater in NBA
Yeah.
one of the
Oh, yeah.
years. Yeah,
He
that
could-
was
when it comes down to it, clutch time,
Yeah.
even if he's 0 for 10,
Right.
0 for 12, whatever, I think he'll make that right pass, he'll make that right shot, whatever it is, he'll make something happen right at
And
the
he's
end.
got a bit of a mid-range now.
For
based
sure.
on week
Yeah,
one
we
that I
saw week one,
Yeah,
like
I was
he-
guarding him.
yeah.
He was hitting his jumpers.
That's what I'm saying. He's
good.
going to be underrated this year, but I
Yeah.
think he'll step it up as the season goes on.
No, I agree. Most hardest to guard.
I'm going to bring it back to my... to Mr. 30 Ball from the start,
Irfan.
Irfan,
Yeah.
only because of the team that he's built around him. they set him so many screens, and they'll do anything and everything just to get him open. So to have to like run around the entire court just to try and chase him, just to get him off that line, it's tough. It's tough. If your cardio's not there, then you're done. You're done. You'll last like 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah.
For me, Reese, I think especially as a big, like guarding those shifty handles, definitely a struggle. And he can light it up from anywhere on the court as well.
Maybe Mahdi when he's healthy.
I agree.
He's got the paint wide open this year. No Raza, no Shazib.
Yeah.
It's his breakout year. I keep telling him.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
he injured himself. So
yeah, I guarded bigs because I'm a big as well. So I think you're the toughest big I've had to guard by far. That. Yeah. So kudos to you. Best defender in the league.
I think maybe Mason Sayed.
Okay.
Is he's a pain.
I wanted to say Mason Sayed, but I feel like he's been my answer all day long. So I'm gonna switch it up. 2 guys to watch out for: Salman Nasser, potential DPOY candidate, especially in the paint. Like if he's in the paint, it's gonna be a hard shot to make. And then Hussein Raza, he's gonna be a very underrated player. Last week he had 5 steals, and he's gonna pick your pocket. So I'd say those 2 guys gonna make a case this year.
I'm gonna try and take it away from our normal guys, but definitely one big to look out for, and he is pretty big in the paint, rebounding. He's tough to post up. A guy on your team, Mehdi Elzini. Yeah. Especially when healthy. Last year he wasn't healthy, but this year he's coming back healthy, and I think he can lock down that paint. Anyone who comes in, he's able to grab those rebounds. You can't really post him up. He's got that low center of gravity, but he is still big, and he's definitely there.
Pretty solid. He's got a good foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah. One guy I think you guys left out was Chomsky. Mo Chomsky.
So that's the other guy I was thinking about. I was like, trying to go away from the norm. Mention him a couple times, but he's
even Somji, like on perimeter defense, the way he can move laterally is like, it was pretty impressive. We probably should have stuck him on Irfan from the beginning of the game.
Next game.
But next time we know.
Most improved, I guess, coming from last year to this year. So
Definitely Nabil, man. This guy is a different beast. I played with him yesterday as well. I mean, he's playing ball like 4 or 5 times a week. Sometimes he's even playing with me from 6 to 8 and then going to a different run from 9 to 11. And he's just...
he's on a mission.
He's on a mission, man. He's lost so much weight.
Looks great.
He's... yesterday I was playing with him. He's just sinking shots. He's getting the ball in the post, cutting. He's not moving like he's 40. He's moving like he's 20.
No, I agree. What about you, Reddy?
I'd probably... Nabil's a great answer. He'd probably be my answer too, but Imran. I think the jump he's taken from last year JBA to NBA and then NBA to JBA now, he's looking like, he's 18 years old, 17, 18?
17 now.
He's looking like he's 24.
You have to sign a waiver.
That's hilarious. Gotta make him sign that waiver.
He's not an adult yet. How about you, Ahsan?
I'm gonna stick with the guy who we actually chose as the captain this year. I mentioned him before as underrated, Sadik. I've been really impressed, especially week 1. He's made that big jump from, just a role player to now a captain, and I saw him a couple times during week 1 talking to his team, making sure everyone was on the same page. Even though it resulted in a loss, he was still, pretty motivated by the end of it. He's like, you know what, we'll build on things, we'll get things going, and I think in different capacities, like he's definitely stepped up a lot.
Also, one other player is Irfan. Like since I've met him, like he's just gotten better and better and better, and he's like so in shape, and he's playing so much ball as well. That's his home court, where we've seen him on his Instagram story hit those threes. He plays Brody at Vaughan Sports, so it's his home court. And I'm pretty sure like last week, him and Maoiz hit a buzzer beater or something.
I saw that. I saw that.
He's just getting better. Like he's added this, like this layup where he just runs around. He's like that mouse from Looney Tunes. I couldn't keep up. I was so tired of guarding him.
I did speak to him, and he said, "I'm like, yo, this is your home court. I was expecting this." He's like, "Don't be surprised if Kings, the place we're playing at, becomes my home court, because every week he's trying to get familiar with those rims, get familiar with that court." So,
good stuff, man. Last question, the most interesting is your early runners for the MVP. Who is going to win the MVP this year? Don't say Imran.
That's gonna be another conversation there.
Capped out Imran. What about you? How are you feeling about it?
MVP?
Yeah. Imran's not gonna let you out.
Yeah.
Okay, pick another answer.
I'll be the second, third option. Yeah. just want to win the championship. That's my
Yeah.
goal.
I mean, Mr. Durrani here is always a problem. We can't count him out. Even Chomsky as well. I'd say one of those two will definitely be the ones.
I was hoping myself.
Yeah.
I thought no was name, to be honest. But now, honestly, it was really interesting. Wins matter. So when I look at team success, you know, Imran's obviously a name, Asad's obviously a name.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the sneaky pick in Salman Nasser. And the reason I say that is because Asad will pass the ball more than, you know, try to get his points. 9 assists last game. And, you know, if I feel like if you have Asad give me the ball, it's easier to get easy baskets. So sneaky pick.
Yeah.
A lot of good talent around the league, but I think because of his overall presence and the team around him, I still think Chomsky's the one to look out for.
Yeah.
You know, down game week 1, but as the team gets acclimated, as they get used to playing together, I think he'll do everything that they need him to, whether it's points, rebounds, you know, play defense, whatever it is. A lot of the stuff that doesn't even show up on the stat sheet, like he's the complete player right now, and you'll see it at the end. Like his team will definitely be up there.
I mean, one of the plays, like he grabbed the rebound from one side, literally went through 5 guys, and he got an and one layup.
He's crazy.
Like he's.
I play with him on Tuesday nights, and the only reason why I guard is because I get a good cardio back and forth. But he's insane, man. That guy can run up and down the floor.
And he doesn't run out of stamina.
No, he's on a mission too.
Especially after year 1, when we ran JBA, like. He's gone into really good
I was
shape.
looking back at those videos. I'm like, no way, this is Chomsky. It's crazy.
That's amazing. We'll wrap it up here, but what's amazing is that you guys mentioned so many players, and despite that, there's players that we haven't even mentioned that are so good, which talks about the talent of the league, right? Which has grown so much. Like I've seen such a big jump, and I'll just give a few shouts, like Xavier, for example, such a great improved player. Guys on my team, you know, Ali Muhammad, who I saw play NBA, even Askari, like I played Askari last year in NBA, and we have a good chemistry. Man, like there's a lot of players that we haven't even mentioned that I think could go for most improved, you know, maybe MVPs, underrated, whatever. But that's great to see you guys have brought the league up so much, and I wish you all success, inshallah.
Thank you.
And congrats. And
before you wrap up, I just have one more thing to say. We spoke about, you know, the success of our league, but none of this will be possible without our sponsors within the community. Obviously, you huge like help this year, last year, you know, Frightcom, Throwback Vault, a new one, Nabil Nakli, Affinity Law. Am I forgetting anything? Anyone?
Oh, my brother-in-law.
But without these guys, this league is nothing, you know. So we can work so hard to build a brotherly community, build brotherhood, but if you guys are not there to support us, you know, it's nothing, and we really do appreciate that from all of everyone.
I appreciate the shout out.
Make that possible.
It's both partnerships, man. Honestly, like the way you guys work, I'm so impressed, and just want to keep it growing. That's the key of the game. So maybe one day have JB versus NBA, All-Star versus All-Star.
In the works.
In the
East
works,
versus West.
Okay, there you go, man. Thank you guys on the show. We'll come back soon, and let's keep the season going, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Take care.
As you guys know, I started my podcast 2.5 years ago, and we are almost at 70 episodes now. If you get a chance and if you like this information and content, please subscribe to the channel. Please share and like all the videos you've seen so far. And if you are a home buyer and a home seller looking to get more information, and you've liked what you've seen in these podcasts and you want to set up a meeting to discuss your future plans, give me a shout, reach out to me at 647-995-7292 or DM me on Instagram or Facebook, and let's get your next move started. Thank you very much.